Hello everyone! Thank you for coming back to Joe's Corner. I am joined by a special guest today, one that I still stand by, one of the best content creators I come across in a long time, Sculliana. Please say hello, introduce yourself, do all the plugging and everything you want to do.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Sculliana. I run a channel called Sculliana. I'm a VTuber. It's fun.
So, how I came across Sculliana, we were just talking about this off-screen recording, whatever you want to call it. One of her videos came up across my timeline, and it was Tentacle. I just said the title too, and I'm immediately forgetting. Yes, this is what we call a good presenter. Just ignore me as I pull it up in the background.
No, you're an awesome host. Don't worry about it.
Well, I appreciate the compliments. Tentacles are very naughty. One of the things that Sculliana does, very well, mind you, is that they bring up NSFW topics, but for a safe for work environment. So you could watch them at work, for example, which I've done for a couple of these videos. And it's very well presented. They do a lot of their own creativity when it comes to it. They just are amazing about going across the content. So one of the first things I do want to ask is, what made you want to go this path of content creation?
See, that's actually a really interesting, that's an interesting story because there's like a number of reasons for this. Because it's like, for one thing, I do just love NSFW content. Weirdly enough, I grew up loving kinky stuff. Mainly bondage. Yeah, I know it's the freakiest kink, but yeah.
Well, there's a lot of more freakier stuff out there. I will say that there's some freakier stuff out there. To me personally, bondage isn't that bad. It's not that kinky. Well, it's kinky, but it's not like a hush hush, no, don't talk about it kind of kink, you know?
Okay, yeah. I totally feel that. But yeah, I love everything about lewds, even like when I talk about kinky things, I don't even make the entire thing sexual. It's quite the opposite, actually. I try to look for like the deeper meaning behind the kink, because kinks aren't always about the sex sometimes. You know, a lot of the times there are different layers to make up its appeal, which is like any other interest out there. So it's like, yeah, that's part of the reason, but it's also like it straight up just fits with my aesthetic and brand. Because it's like, what would you call a super kinky person? Like freaky, right? And freaky is a synonym for scary, and my whole aesthetic on my channel is Halloween themed, so it's like, you know, there's a little bit of a parallel there. So that is another reason why. And it's also like, when I did start VTubing for the first time, I tried being cute and wholesome, but it often felt forced.
It didn't
like,
feel
when I look
like
back,
yourself, right?
yeah, it didn't feel like I was acting like me. It felt like I was acting like other VTubers, doing whatever everybody else was doing at the time. So it's like I tried being cute and wholesome, and when I look back at the videos I used to make when I started out as a VTuber, it felt very confusing and awkward, because it's like I had this whole punk aesthetic, but I was trying way too hard to be cute. So it just did not fit together. So at the time, I didn't have a foothold on like the kind of VTuber I wanted to be. And as I went along, I only really started to gain more traction and increase video quality when I decided to just be myself. And that meant talking about things I was passionate about. In this case, like lewd stuff. I like talking about hentai.
And see, I will say that really does come across your content. It comes across very genuine, very educational, very passionate. And I totally get I was doing this one thing, but I didn't feel myself, you know, like I didn't feel like I was doing what I wanted to do. I was trying to please the crowd. And I will say,
exactly.
It comes off really well in your videos.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really glad that it does, you know, come off that way, because it's like, you know, that's genuinely how I am in real life. I'm just, you know, I'm openly lewd. I'm a passionate pervert, as I like to call myself.
It's a very good choice of, what is it, choice of words? Is that what I want to say? Well, it's a good title. I like that. Because there's a lot of people that they are perverts, but they don't like to show it openly. They kind of like the, what is it, closet perverts, I guess is the case, I guess you would call it. But like being, the big thing is you're accepting of yourself and you're not afraid, which a lot of people can't do or won't do.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I mean, like, I've gotten a lot of compliments on people, saying that and, commending me for just being myself. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like, I like being a pervert. I, I like how it feels. It's fun. And, I mean, like, when it comes to the videos as well, weirdly enough, the original format of the videos I make now are from, they're from, the format and writing comes from traditional academic essays, if you can believe that. So it's like, I think it started in like high school when I came up with this, because one of our finals for an AP class, it was like an AP English class. They told us, hey, so for our final, you're going to be able to make any kind of argumentative rhetorical analysis essay on whatever topic that you want. So at the time, my grade was really high in the class. So I was like, what would be really funny if I just talked about why thick thighs save lives. So I did that, and it was really funny because not only did I ace the exam, I got the highest grade in the class. I talked about like a lewd topic.
And that was the moment. That's what sparked everything.
No. That's when I came up with the idea. But like the moment that sparked everything is even funnier because it happened when I was in college. You see, when I entered university, I failed like all of my classes because I was having a hard time adjusting to the new learning environment and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also just like, it was also straight out of the quarantine too. So I went from online classes in high school to in-person in college, and it was just an awkward transition for everyone. I definitely wasn't the only one that failed everything, but in one of the semesters where they were like, yo, if you keep failing your classes, we're gonna have to kick you out, because it's like, they give you like a 1-year grace period to improve, and I was already halfway through that first year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm trying to improve my grades right now. My GPA is 0. I've got nothing to lose. In this one class where it's like I'm trying to improve my grade, I'm just gonna write a smutty essay about hentai and why it's appealing. And I did it in the most educational way possible. Like I used the most sophisticated language and critical thinking that you would ever find in an essay, and I just talked about hentai. That saved my grade and stopped me from getting kicked out of school. So I was like, damn, okay, that's crazy. And it was in that same year I came up with my VTuber design because, as I said, I was failing my classes already. I thought I had nothing to lose. So I was like, in my math class, which was my lowest grade at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I was doodling in my notebook instead of taking notes. And that's when I came up with my VTuber design. And I didn't know it at the time, but then it was like, I created that. And I was like, oh man, this looks cute. But then, I finished off the semester thinking to myself, like, wait, actually, this design is pretty cute. So, like, I stuck with it.
So that's very interesting. I like that because everyone has different origin stories. It'd be kind of weird if everyone had the same, but it's always interesting to me to see where it started. Because one of the last guests I interviewed, he stated that he didn't know like what anime was or something like that until he got to like college. So it all started for him really during college time. And it sounds like it's kind of the same here, but it started in high school really, but then it really kind of flourished and took off in college, which I find interesting because that seems a lot of people as of late have been having that same I guess spark during their uni days.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it was because I was failing my classes and I did something in the spur of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, and it turns out that one thing actually stopped me from getting kicked out of school. So it was always really awesome to me that it flourished into the channel that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, on top of that, I didn't even start with my current brand. I had like a rough draft VTuber channel before this one. So it's like it goes back to that reason for like, oh, why do I do lewdtuber content? Like, why do I talk about hentai? It's because that's what I started out with as well, as well as like the cute, wholesome let's play sort of thing. Because it's like, you would think that the kind of content I have would actually gain me a lot of views easily, but that actually isn't the case. It's kind of hard to make this type of content and also get a lot of views out of it, because on one hand, when you see the title and the thumbnail, you think, oh, this person's just farming for views. But then what you actually want to do is that when you actually make the video, you got to make it so that it's like, oh, people actually want to stay and watch whatever I'm going to be talking about, because it's not what they thought it was. So when I made like, for example, the tentacle hentai video, it's like I wanted to try and get a message about what tentacle hentai is as like a form of expression in art, and that's sort of like the basis for what I use to create each video. And it's like, oh shit, I can actually lean some interesting things off of this. And then that became my video format eventually. It was really cool.
And I really do think you hit gold with that, because I've seen other content creators take that kind of approach, but with different things. Like, for example, I found one that does essentially the same thing, but with RuneScape, talking about the past of it, talking about pinnacle points of like when it started, and talk about like the crown market and like how it got to its point and stuff like that. Same approach, but way different topics. You're the only one that I've come across that can make not safe for work material safe for work while getting across the educational point, which really does, like, I'm surprised no one's thought of it before. Not to like try to take it away, but like, given how many people do like essays, do video, like documentaries and stuff like that, I haven't seen anyone do it. And if they have, I don't think I've realized it, because you do it so well.
Yeah, I mean, like, thank you so much. It's cool that you mentioned like other content creators doing like video essay type stuff, because my inspiration for translating my essays, like my lewd essays, into like video formats was the inspiration for that was actually Zone Tunes, if you know who that is.
Yes, I know who Zone Tunes is.
Yeah, it was, my inspiration was education, because I was like, oh shit, you can make edgy stuff educational. That's so cool. So I did that, but in like my own style. And then I was like, oh hell yeah, this is something I can vibe with.
So what I want to ask, because you brought up, you already knew about VTubers and stuff like that while you were in college, and this kind of sparked the whole thing. How did you come across VTubers? Was it you were just on Twitch one day and you randomly found this anime girl doing stuff on screen? Let's say dancing, doing stuff on the screen, or was it a Reddit post? Was it a friend? How did you come across VTubers?
I came across VTubers around 2019-ish. It was one of my friends. He was like super obsessing over Hololive, and he showed me Kodone, and he was like, "Oh my god, dude, this dog girl is so fucking cute." And I was like, "Oh yeah, she is cute. What the fuck? This is awesome." And then I started watching it myself, and I was like, "Yo, you can be an anime girl on the internet? That's fucking cool." And then I shortly after found out about like Kizuna Ai, Kodoni, and like so many other VTubers. It's insane.
So with that, is there one that like you really look up to? The term's Oshi, but is there one that like really you just like, this is the kind of path I want to take, or this is someone that like inspires me?
Cinder and Project Melody.
Good choices. But yeah. I am quite a Melody stand myself.
Nice.
I really do appreciate Melody. And the thing I have to tell people, because every time I bring that up to like someone new that I'm coming across, or even someone I've known for a while but they don't know, it's not because she does, chat or bait or anything like that. Well, I guess that's funny and, it's, hot and all that, but that's not what I like. I like her actual personality, and she does make a lot of funny content. Like, I generally just do like Melody as a person, but I don't, it's because she's,
I love her too.
People hear the cam girl stuff and they get turned off, which I'm like, sex work is the oldest profession in the world, so like, there's no need to knock it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
It's just, it's yeah. But I really, really do like Melody. That is one person that I will say that is maybe an Oshi for me. I really do like her. So it's nice to hear that, because I was gonna ask, I was like, so have you heard of this VTuber called Project Melody?
Yeah, she was actually another one of my inspirations for my channel. So I was like, yeah, I love Project Melody, and I love that she's a lewdtuber, and that she was on Chatterbait, especially. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, if she could do that, I could probably do that too.
Mm-hmm. And I really do think she, personally, I think she was a catalyst and pivoted for allowing people to be themselves and allowed them to do that. Because beforehand, it wasn't really talked about, but then when she did it, I think, what was it, day one, she broke records, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she like crashed the website.
Mm-hmm. I think she crashed it a couple times, and then she made the most money one day on that website that like anyone's ever had.
Yeah.
Like, hey, records are records, you know, like, and it's something to be proud of. So,
yeah, exactly.
Usually, VTubers and anime go hand in hand. And obviously, you refer to anime a lot of different times in your content. So, when did you discover anime? And when I say discover, there's a difference between growing up watching Pokemon, which you might have, but like actually like cognizantly go, oh, so this is what anime is. I didn't know X was anime. Did you have those moments, or has it always been a thing of like, oh yeah, I know that's anime?
It was always like, yeah, I know that's anime, because I actually grew up in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like during my childhood, I think it was like until I was around 9-10 years old. So from like the beginning of my life to when I was around 9 years old, let's say, I just grew up around all kinds of anime. I don't even remember what my first one was. It was one of these three. It was either Pokemon or Pokemon, One Piece, or Detective Conan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which of the three came first, but yeah.
So, going into it now, is there stuff that you would like recommend to people if someone comes to me like, hey, Scoliana, I want to start watching anime, but I don't know where to start? Is there like 5 that you recommend, and are these like your all-time favorites? So you instantly like, yes, you need to watch this, 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 and this. Is there like any shows that you would recommend, or you haven't really thought about it like that?
I mean, I would recommend Full Metal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it's a really good watch. The human transmutation scene traumatized me as a kid, but I love it now. Yeah, that shit that gave me nightmares. I was afraid to go to bed that night, and my brother was like, it's not that scary. And I was like, dude, are you insane? I was like 12 when I saw that. But, and then there's also Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. Code Geass is also a great one. Those 3 I would recommend first, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for something like super wholesome and like moe cute, K-On! And Bocchi the Rock. Those 2 are great.
Very good choices there. So,
and then there's also a Golden Boy.
Oh,
that's another one of my personal favorites. It's so good.
Oh, that's such a good choice. I have, across all the people I've talked to and interviewed, no one has recommended Golden Boy. I appreciate you. That is a gem
Bro,
that people
insane.
need to watch.
Golden Boy is peak fiction. Like, goddamn.
Oh, that's so good. So, is there any ecchi anime that you recommend? When it comes to me, I personally would recommend Heart X Hybrid. That's one that's always stood out in my eyes as one that is borderline like porno, like borderline hentai, but it stays in the realm of ecchi. That, or I was just watching something about it the other day and I can't remember. There's a couple other ones. I mean, there's always High School DxD and the random, the standard ecchi stuff. But is there any like that you would recommend or that you really like that kind of like helps with ideas or anything like that?
Jobless Reincarnation. That's one of the ones that comes to mind because it does have a lot of ecchi in it,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it's just a good show to watch.
Yes.
Like, it's so good. And then there's also, I don't know, I guess there's Prison School. If you've ever seen that.
Oh yeah, no, I know a Prison School because the time it came out here, and same with the manga, a bunch of my friends and acquaintances really liked it, and I
Hell
understand
yes.
why.
No, like I loved that in middle school. Like I was this was like peak time when I was really starting to get into ecchi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean like I was already in the process of becoming a passionate pervert by the time I was in elementary school, but middle school, oh man, that's when it really, really took off. Like the shower scene in Prison School, I rewinded that so many times. I was just like, yo, dude, that's crazy.
They put this on TV? I don't mind, I like it, but...
No, I went as far as to look for the live-action version of Prison School just so I can see the shower scene in live action.
So, speaking of that, have you seen Golden Kamuy?
I don't think I have.
So, what Golden Kamuy is, it's a historical anime that takes place like right after the Japo-Russo War, and it's about this guy who's trying to find this the Inu treasure to try and like help his best friend's wife. His best friend died in the war, so his goal is to help his wife. There are scenes in it that are very comparable to the shower scene. There's one where they're all literally in a sauna, naked, comparing how they are manly to each other. Then immediately they have to all run outside naked and run for their lives.
Yes!
There's one where they're sword fighting. So...
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so, like, it's very
I'm gonna have
good...
to bookmark this for later.
It's very good with the action. It's very historically accurate with the time period. Obviously not with what's, like, actually happening, but the time period, how the buildings are, the weapons they use, all that kind of stuff. It's very good with that, but it also just throws that stuff randomly into it, which is, like, a good, like, change of pace from the seriousness to the comedy, and I really think that would be up your alley. Even if you just want to look up the clips of it. I think you would really
I
enjoy it.
I already did a Google search. I'm looking at the images right now.
But the moment you brought the shower scene up, I immediately thought of Golden Kamuy. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Nah, man, I watched the shower scene with my friends when I was in middle school, and I was like, guys, look at this! And they were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What is this? Why are you showing me this?
It was like to my guy friends, too. I was like, guys, look at this! And then they were like, oh my god.
So, usually, anime and video games go hand in hand. Do you play a lot of video games, or are you a casual gamer? Or is it usually for research?
I play an unhealthy amount of games.
You're starting to sound like me over here. I don't know. I collect video games because I'm very big on the preservation of them, especially with what Sony and Xbox are doing essentially now, where you pay $70 to rent the game and they can take it whenever. I really believe in the collection of old games. So I really get the unhealthy amount of video games.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I also play a lot of old games, so, heck, I'm playing an old game right now. I got curious one day, and I was like, yo, I want to play some licensed kids games from the 2000s, so I booted up, Jimmy Neutron, Attack of the Twonkies, and then my brother also likes Jimmy Neutron, so I went up to him and I was like, yo, let's play Attack of the Twonkies tonight, and he was like, hey, let's go.
I just had a brain blast, because that's what I call it. You just unlocked a memory from when I was younger. Oh my word, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, like Attack of the Twonkies. I mean, like I heard it was also just like a really quality kids game too. So it was like,
oh, it was.
I was curious. I was like really curious to see what people were saying about it because it was like it was the same kind of praise that Attack of what's it called? that one SpongeBob game, Attack on Bikini Bottom.
Yes, that one. Yes.
Yeah, it was getting the same kind of praise as that, and I was like, ooh, damn. Okay, yeah, I'll play some Jimmy Neutron. Like, I didn't even own Attack on Bikini Bottom. I owned Creature of the Krusty Krab on PS2.
See, like, around that time, there was a lot of games that came out that were good. Attack of the Twonkies, Attack on Bikini Bottom, and I genuinely really liked the Cars game that came out.
Like, I never got to play that. I heard Cars 2 slaps.
I've never played 2. I have it over here in my Wii collection that I'm eventually going to get to. But Cars, I spent so many hours just driving around because it was like a free roam. You got to see all of the areas. You got to go through Radiator Springs. You got to go through the canyons nearby. You got to go on the racetracks. And I just spent hours listening to the music and just driving around. Like, it was genuinely really beautiful to me. And I really liked the game. To me, it was solid. So, like, around that time, they were doing really good, like, solid licensed games.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me really happy. Because it's like, that's my childhood right there.
So, is there a genre you, like, tend to stick with? Or is it kind of just, like, whatever I'm feeling that for the day?
My usual preference is JRPGs.
Do you have a favorite?
There are so many to choose from. It's so hard to choose a favorite for JRPGs. I really like Xenoblade.
That's a good one. It's a really good solid choice.
And, like, my heart goes out to Kingdom Hearts. That's also really good. Even though I don't understand anything that's going on half the time. But it's so beautiful. I love Kingdom Hearts.
I'm currently making my way through, so when I grew up, I never beat 1 because I got stuck on the Riku fight near the end. I beat
loser.
2. I overcame it last year. I finally beat him. It took me like 30 plus attempts as an adult to beat this kid's game. But I finally did it.
What?
Yes, you can, like, oh my, I was freaking, I literally had to stop and walk away. For some reason, I just couldn't beat Riku. And then one of my friends, who's a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fanatic, like, he's beat every game in critical hit mode, like, he's done everything you could think of with every single game. He comes out of nowhere, he's like, hey, have you done X thing? I'm like, what's this X thing? What are you talking about? Basically, getting the final form of Cure. I never got it. Apparently, I just walked past it, and he's like, if you would get this, you could beat it. The moment I get it, I beat it within 2 attempts of getting it. And I'm like, this is what's holding me back this whole time? Oh my god, I didn't
You're
think
not a
about
true
it.
gamer.
No, I'm not. I'm a failure. I'm a poser, as the
No, I was just kidding. I was just joking around. But, like, you're a gamer. You're good.
So then I beat 2 when I was a kid. That was it. That was my experience with Kingdom Hearts because my brother was the one that had the games. So now,
okay, my experience is so much different. Holy shit! Like, when I was introduced to Kingdom Hearts, it wasn't even through the games. It was through the manga.
Ooh.
Like, I got introduced to Kingdom Hearts through the Kingdom Hearts 2 Volume 1 manga because, like, my brother just got it at, like, a book fair at his school, and then he was reading it, and then I picked it up, and I was like, oh man, I like this. So around 5 years later, I bought Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD collection on the PS3, and then I loved it to bits. I kept playing it over and over again. And then I bought the 2.5 collection. And I was like, damn, I wish there were more games. And then I found out there was one on the PSP because it showed a trailer of it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting this on PSP. Not legally, but I'm going to get it.
I'll have it one way or another.
Yeah, and so, like, I played it. Oh, wait, no, it was on the 2.5 HD collection. What am I talking about? No, I played it on the HD collection first, and then I found out it was on PSP. And then I played Birth by Sleep on the PSP by pirating it because okay, no, I got it on, like, school property. So, like, I just downloaded an emulator and then got it on school property because I just wanted to play Kingdom Hearts at school. And then after that, I found out Kingdom Hearts 3 was releasing soon, and I was freaking out about that. But then I was also really sad because I didn't have a PS4. So, like, I had to wait out on Kingdom Hearts 3 for a while. And then I found out there were Kingdom Hearts DS games, and I was like, okay, I gotta play those now. So I just sort of binged every single game after I got the first one.
Did you play the phone game?
I want to, because I have a phone that can run it.
I don't know if it's still available. I think all that's if I remember what my buddy was saying, he said if you had it, you could still play it, but they were done, and I think they took it off the store. So because
you're talking about Union X?
Yes, I think that's what it was called. It's the one talking about like the Keyblade War, what led up to it, all the different factions that was in the town and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what it was. So the mobile game, you mean?
Yeah.
When you say the phone game, I think like flip phone game.
No,
there was one of those too.
Yeah, I know about that. I didn't mean that. That's my bad.
Yeah, no, there was like a flip phone version of Recoded, if I remember correctly.
Yes, there was, and I saw footage of it, and it hurt my soul a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like Union X. I haven't played it. I just watched the recap movie that was in one of the collections that I don't own. I watched it at a friend's house.
Because on my journey, so we beat one. Oh, I have to try and remember the order because I have the story so far collection. I also have the 1.5 and 2.5, but I got a PS4 and it's all in one place. I beat.
Yeah, I know. I got super jealous of that because I was like, "Whoa, it's all in one thing. That's awesome."
So we skipped Chain of Memories is the card game one, right? I think that's the card
what?
The one.
Yeah, that's the card game.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I don't know what my little pea brain can't wrap my head around it. But every time, like, I just got stuck and I just gave up. So I was like, you know what, chat?
I actually never finished Chain of Memories because I have Chain of Memories on GBA.
I hear that's the better one.
Yeah, I heard that too because it's like I don't know what it is about Chain of Memories. It just doesn't feel right.
And that's what a lot of people said. They said it either comes off like really weird given the like card mechanics and like the free roaming aspect, whereas the GBA wasn't really free roam.
No, because like it's designed in the same way as the GBA game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have the boxed rooms that you just walk through, and it's like every room starts to look the same as you progress through the game, and it's like it's so easy to get lost. And it's like, if you're playing on GBA, that sort of box room design is so much more excusable. And weirdly enough, much more digestible in small chunks. I also just find the GBA game a lot more charming.
Oh, yeah, no. My buddy handed me his. Like, I agree. It's way more charming than the PS... Well, I guess it would have been a PS3 port.
It was a PS2 port, actually.
PS2 port. Okay.
Yes, the Chain of Memories actually came out on PS2 first, and then they released it as part of the compilation in 1.5.
Okay. See, look, I'm a fake fan. All right, like, don't need to call.
Yeah,
me
no,
out,
I'm a gigantic nerd.
So, have you played the Persona series by chance? Because since we're on the JRPG talk,
yes,
this is where I nerd out.
Yeah, I have played Persona. I actually just finished 3 Reload recently.
I was about to ask, is that the where you got in, or which one did you like first play?
I played 4 Golden first.
Such a good choice.
Yeah, because it's like in high school, I put a lot of money on the side to buy a PS Vita because one of my friends said, "Yo, this thing has really good modding capabilities," and I was like, "Whoa, that's awesome! I don't know how to mod though. Can you do it for me?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got you." So one of the games that was recommended by so many people was Persona 4 Golden. So I installed it, and then I was like, okay, what's all the rage about with this game? And then I binged the entire thing in like less than a month, I think. It was like my obsession for the past few weeks, and then I was like, woo, yeah, that's good. That's the
good stuff. So with me, my buddy, the same one who did Kingdom Hearts, he introduced me to 4. Because I came over one day and he was randomly playing it. I'm like, what is this? He's like, this is Persona 4. On the PS2, mind you. This is like the OG version. So I sat down.
Oh, man.
And I watched him play it. And I got really into it. He's like, here, borrow it. This is like my 10th time playing it. You experience it for yourself. And I fell in love with it. I think I beat it within a week. Like, I die-harded it, and then, so I think, like, a couple years later, I ended up getting a Vita from a friend, and it had P4 Golden on it. And I'm like, this is the time. And I think I stayed up, essentially, for, like, 3 or 4 days, and just played. Like, I kind of got engrossed, and I just lost track of time. Like, I was off for, like, a week of work, I had for something else planned, and I just played. And just played, and Persona 4 is the one that, like, sticks out to me the most because of the message it gives of, it's okay to be who you are, accept your true self, and you will find people that will accept you for you. And it kind of, like, hit me at a time in my life that I needed that. And ever since then, P4 and P4 Golden, top tier RPG, every single time will recommend it.
Yeah, I love Persona 4 Golden so much. I love it. I really hope it gets... Part of me really hope it gets the same treatment as Persona 3 Reload. Because that battle system, like, the difficulty of P4 is, like, so much higher than 3 and 5.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
At least as it stands right now.
To me, I like it, but it really is more difficult, especially since, like, P5 got the royal treatment, so that, like, upgraded it a little bit better to make it easier. Then P3 Reload made it way easier compared to the original P3.
Yeah, I know. I did play the original P3 just to, like, get a comparison on what it's like in Reload.
Mm-hmm.
And I had so much trouble. And I was also baffled that there was a stamina system.
Yep.
Like, you can actually get tired.
Mm-hmm. Which,
so,
like, for the hardcore, like, I guess, yeah, the more hardcore JRPGers, a lot of them, like, P3P, the P3 Portable, where you get the female, main character. Because, you can, I won't say, you beat Reloaded, so you can save a certain somebody, if you get what I'm saying.
No way. Wait, what?
Yes, that's why people like the portable version, because you're the female, so you can end up dating him and saving him.
I think I need to reinstall Persona 3 Portable now.
Yes.
Just so I can play through all of it again.
Yes,
Damn.
you can end up saving him.
Because I never played the female protag. I was burnt out after finishing it once.
No, I totally get that, because it's a what, 80 to 100 hour commitment easy. Like,
yeah, it's a dense game.
It's a very dense game. All of them are, and it's just Persona 5 Reloaded, or no, Persona 5 Royal. I don't want to say Reloaded. 120 hours easy, and it's insane. It's good, but oh my word.
I'm ashamed to say that I never finished Persona 5 Royal.
And that's okay, because you're not the only one. Because I bought it on release. Like, I got the collector's edition. But I got to Makoto's sister's, spoilers, by the way, Makoto's sister's palace. And then I stopped. And I don't know why, but it took me, like, a couple years, and I went back and ended up, beating it. I don't know why. It just how it was for me.
Yeah, I did the same thing, but then I realized I missed some... Like, my brother and I were playing it together, and we realized we missed content with, like, one of the new characters, like the therapist guy. And it turns out you need to rank him up to a certain level before a specific part of the game, and we were at that specific part of the game, so we really wanted to get that extra content, so we were like, okay, let's get bad ending on purpose so we can restart the entire thing and get the content that we wanted, because we wanted to see the extra stuff. We already played vanilla Persona 5, so... And we still have not gotten that extra content. We restarted the game, finished the first palace, and then just never played it again. Because, like, we were both really burnt out from Persona. Still kind of are, but, yeah.
And I get that, because, like I said, it's a huge slog. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's a huge time commitment. Because there's so much into it. There's so much, especially Royal adding on, I think they added like 40 hours or so, I think was the rough estimate, especially with the extra content, the 2 new character, social links, and then all the extra content. Kind of like how Persona 4 Golden added on Marie, and that was how you got their true ending. It adds on a lot of, lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I'm glad to find another Persona fan, because that really makes me happy, because I like spreading the word of Persona.
Hell yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those games that it's just like, I like sinking a lot of time into it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. As of lately, I am sort of burnt out from Persona stuff, and I've been sort of stepping away from it. So, yeah.
Oh, no. I totally get that. You always got to take steps away from stuff. Like, that's how it was for me with Breath of the Wild and like a bunch of the Legend of Zelda games. I had to step back for a while before I started taking on Tears of the Kingdom, because I really enjoyed it, but it was a lot for me to like go from, you know, the regular Zelda game to, I did Hyrule Warriors and then Age of Calamity. Then I went right into Breath of the Wild. And I was like, okay, this is a lot back to back, and I just need to like step away for a little bit. So like I get
Man.
getting burned out.
I had the opposite experience with Zelda, because it's like I already played through every single game as a kid. So it's like I played Breath of the Wild, loved it, and then I just never played again until Tears of the Kingdom came out. And so like I was still really fresh with Zelda by the time the newest game was out, so I didn't really have the burnout experience with that, which I'm really thankful for, because I freaking love Zelda.
Yeah, it's such a good franchise. It really is. I wish I had a Philips CDI, because I really want to play the Philips CDI games because of how janky they are.
No, just emulate it, bro.
I know, but I'm that weirdo that's like, well, you know, I kind of want the physical console to get the real experience.
That's so real. I mean, like I did that with the Game Boy Advance, even though I already had one. Or it's like okay, no, that's a weird sentence. Here's the thing. So, I've had a Game Boy Advance since it came out. So I was like 5 years old-ish when it came out. And my mom did like the biggest mistake of her life, giving me a Game Boy Advance. I became a gamer from that moment forward. A disgusting gamer. But no, I had a Game Boy Advance. I say had because I ended up giving it to my brother since he played it a lot more than I did. Like we played a lot of Pokemon on it. We didn't get 2 Game Boy Advances because my mom was like, okay, Leona wants the Game Boy Advance. Scully Bro wants the PSP. So my brother got the PSP and I got the Game Boy Advance. And the thing is that we didn't have multiplayer for Game Boy Advance for Pokemon and stuff. We just shared cartridges. And then we just shared the GBA, switching off every once in a while. But I eventually just gave it to him because he loved playing the GBA Pokemon games. And I was like, okay, well, I like playing Kirby, so it's fine. And I only had, there were only like 2 Kirby games on GBA. So I was like, yeah, you can have my Game Boy. Eventually, even though I could emulate Game Boy Advance games on PC and stuff, I was like, or there's like a million ways to emulate Game Boy Advance.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, at the time, I was emulating on school property, of course, because like a friend taught me how. And then, eventually on a trip to Vegas, I found a Pikachu edition Toys R Us Game Boy Advance.
Ooh.
And then I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm getting this thing because I want to play Game Boy games on real hardware. It hits different.
Yes, it does. It hits way different.
So that's why I said, oh yeah, I had that same experience with the Game Boy Advance, even though I already have one.
There's nothing like it. Especially
yeah,
like
I mean,
playing...
like, I also do the same thing with 3DS and DS games. Like, I had my 3DS soft modded, not by me. It's the same friend that I just keep running back to. I'm like, can you do this for me? I need to save some money. And then he's like, yeah, all right. Welcome to the 7 Seas. And then it's like, so I have a modded 3DS as well. And then, like, on there were already a lot of 3DS games that I bought. So it's like, you know, I like playing them on original hardware. It's not especially with 3DS and DS games, it doesn't feel right to emulate it.
Mhm.
Not because, it's not morally correct. No, it's always morally correct to pirate Nintendo games.
I am
That's
nodding in
what I
agreement.
feel.
I am nodding in agreement.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, like, especially with how they've been recently, my God. But it's like, yeah, with DS and 3DS games, it's really hard to find a good place to emulate them unless you're doing it on a dual screen device. So that's the best, I mean, to play those games on a soft modded 3DS, I feel, anyway.
So, what I want to ask next, with your content,
God, I went so off topic with that.
No, you're fine.
Gaming talk. Holy shit.
I don't mind. I love it. I love going off topic and like hearing the passion behind the people and like what they really like. Because I could talk gaming with you for like hours, to be honest. I'm gonna have to like wrangle myself in as well because there's a lot of things I would like to talk about. You do your own music. That is one of the things that helps you stand out. One of the things that like instantly captured me. How did you get into music? Because a lot of people, it's like, oh, I started because my grandfather taught me how to play the guitar, or I saw my brother in the band, or something along that line. So how did you get into music and start playing instruments?
So, I started with playing guitar, and it was like acoustic guitar. One of the biggest reasons why I started playing, I wouldn't say a stupid reason, but well, it's because little old me was watching Nickelodeon on the TV, or like in a hotel TV because I didn't have cable in my own house. I was watching Nickelodeon, and then I ran into Drake and Josh, and then I saw Drake playing the guitar, and I was like, "That's so cool! I want to do that." So, come 4th grade, after moving to the U.S., my mom let me pick up guitar lessons at my school. And like I got a brand new guitar and everything like that. I still have that guitar, by the way. It's tiny. It's like a tiny nylon string guitar. And then I just kept learning after that. And I was a huge fan of different genres, like mostly alt rock, emo stuff, punk rock, and pop punk. Just a lot of rock in general. And I was also a Sonic fan. So, yeah, those were so many reasons. Those were like the main reasons why I wanted to learn guitars, because so many of my favorite songs were on there. So, yeah, I love 2000s emo. That's why. So, yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. Rock and emo, like best like combo that I can think of. It's really some good stuff there. So with that, you have to have a lot of different instruments. Do you have a big assortment of instruments? Because one of my best friends, he has, I've lost count, but he goes and like if he sees a weird instrument, he always picks it up. Doesn't matter. Well, obviously price does matter, but he's like doesn't matter where or when it is, he always ends up picking it up. So like cigar guitars is like one of the most recent things he's gotten, along with like an organ piano and stuff like that. Do you have like a eclectic collection of instruments that you use or you want to use, or is it all just with synths and like, you know, computer editing and like different programs that you're able to do, like make your soundtracks?
Oh, okay. So for what I do with other instruments, I synthesize those. Like, I use a lot of loops, and then what I do is that I just edit that on my computer. And that's kind of it.
Okay.
And then, for the guitar stuff, I have an amp, so I'm able to use different tones on it. So for those funky tunes, I always use my guitar for that.
Okay.
But, when it comes to other instruments, there is a piano in my house, but I suck at playing it. Because it's like, of course I have a piano in my house. It's an Asian household. Asians need to know how to play piano, but I never really learned well. Like, I know some basic stuff, and when it comes to... I also have a keyboard. So, I guess I also use that for my music if I need electric piano or like an electric piano or synth sound. It's mostly for again, for making funk tracks. But oh, I guess oh yeah, my brother also plays percussion.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to jam with me, which is fun. That's always a fun time.
Well, that's good. That's good. The other thing I do want to ask is the art, because you said you do everything. So,
yes.
How did you find? How do I word this? How did you find out that you're good with art? Like, what made you go, yeah, I can do this myself? And you're just like, this is amazing, because it is good art. I will say that it is very good art. But how did
thank you.
What went like, hey, I can just do this myself?
It wasn't so much, hey, I can do this myself. It was, hey, I don't have the money to pay someone to do this, so I need to learn how to do it myself.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that 100%.
Yeah, because, like, you know, I'm a college student. I'm always broke. Like, 90% of the time, I'm broke. Well, except nowadays, because now I have a Patreon, and I can actually pay for lunch, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, this... As of recently, I've been able to pay for my own lunch, and it's been a godsend for me. Like, my goodness, I'm actually surviving. But when it comes to art, I did start drawing at a young age. It was like I think around first grade. My inspiration was like the inspiration of a lot of other kids. I read Captain Underpants.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to draw comics like George and Harold. And then I was like, yeah, this is fun. And then I just kept drawing. And then, well, it started out like really cutesy stuff, and then I developed more of an anime style eventually. Because, again, as I said, I loved One Piece and Detective Conan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to replicate some more of those styles. Eventually, I started replicating Code Geass, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. And then I started doing my own thing, especially after I started VTubing.
Well, I will say, you're like I've said before, and it really sounds like I'm just trying to gas you up and on. I'm like, these are like my genuine thoughts. That like it like I said, I'm really surprised that your videos haven't taken off. Like, it's generally such a well put together like video, as well as like your lore too. Like the whole lore video, that was, I love the like the comic book aspect essentially is what you took with it, and like the what is it, the homage or the patronage to manga at the same time. Like it was really good. Like I really enjoyed that, and it was very intuitive because I haven't seen any lore videos like that. So like,
thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Like I said, it sounds like I'm just trying to gas you up, but like I'm genuinely like really impressed by that stuff, and that's why I was like really happy that you were like, yeah, I'll I don't mind getting interviewed and stuff. I'm just like, finally, another content creator I could like give my thoughts and appreciation to because of their work. It's really good.
I have the biggest smile on my face right now. I'm not even joking. Like, my cheeks hurt. Thank you so much.
Generally, I'm really happy to be able to sit here and talk with you. So, going into the new year, it's brand new. We are in the second week of January when this is getting recorded. What are your goals for 2025 if you want to share them?
Goals for 2025? Well, to further improve my content and graduate from university, because I'm getting really close to that.
Mm-hmm.
And just be more positive and happy overall, you know?
See, that's kind of the same goals I've gone for. Because for me, like, last year, I somehow hit, like, a growth spurt in YouTube, but it was a bad growth spurt. Because I had a lot of people subscribe, but they never came back. It was a one-time thing. I had thousands of people subscribe, and they never came back. So it's biting me in the butt, and it's messed up a lot of my, like, a lot of the algorithm, a bunch of YouTube stuff we could talk off screen about if you want, but it affected my channel that way. So I'm just trying to go into the year of, more positive thinking, do what you got to do, enjoy the content, because the biggest thing is if you enjoy making the content, other people will enjoy it. That's the biggest thing that I got to like remind myself this year.
That's so true. I mean, like, I saw your channel. You have like 20,000 subscribers.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is though, if you go and look at the numbers and stuff, it's like you have all this, but the numbers don't show it. And like people have accused me of botting and a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, no, I don't.
No, I looked at it and I was like, that's so weird. Why the view counts?
Yeah, it's mostly the top one. So like the top one I think is what's the difference between anime and manga? A lot of people subbed to me off of that. And then there's like a bunch of different just random stuff that took off that people subbed for it. But like I said, there's a lot of most of it just never came back, and it hurts a little bit, but it is what it is,
Yeah. I mean, like I had the same thing when I was starting out. Like I sort of just threw whatever I could at the wall and see if it could stick.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't tell, my current channel isn't the first Sculliana channel. It's actually the second one. Because my first one got terminated.
Ooh.
Yeah, last year it got terminated as it was taking off. Like if you look at the social blade, I'm pretty sure you could still pull it up. If you look at the social blade of my old channel, the views are like growing exponentially. And or they were, and then it suddenly halts. Get this, on Christmas. It was the worst feeling ever at the time.
Merry Christmas, ho ho ho, goodbye.
Yeah, no, last Christmas was like the worst Christmas ever. My YouTube channel got like terminated, and then like the girlfriend of my manager broke up with him and then blamed me for it, so there was drama with that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was like hair pulling and shit. She was like calling me a whore. It was a really rough time. But what's it called? But with the new channel, I've just been sort of grinding it out, trying to, not only make new content, but also just like revamp the old stuff as well. Because stuff like the tentacle hentai video, the monster hentai stuff, the tentacle, monster, and slime hentai videos. Okay, sorry. No, I missed one. The tentacle, monster, pet play, and slime videos are all remakes of videos from my old channel. So it's like, there's that. And then there's also the lore, which I also remade, like, from the ground up. Not even... Or, I shouldn't say that. I should say it's like, it's because with my original lore, I wasn't happy with how it turned out since it was super rushed. And when I, weirdly enough, to improve on it, I brought it into one of my professors at university and straight up asked him, like, okay, how can I improve this? Because it was for a comics class. So he gave me pointers on how to improve it, and then that's how I got to my new lore.
It's, like I said, it's so good. That's interesting, though, that you went to a professor to help.
Yeah, because it was like, at the time, that was, like, my channel was terminated. And so I had no problem just showing him my lore and being like, hey, how can I improve this? Because it's like, at the time, I was sort of like considering if I should even try with my channel again. And that professor actually gave me the push I needed, weirdly enough. Because it's like, he saw the lore, and then he was like, this is actually amazing for one person to pull off. You should keep going with whatever you're doing. And I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's good. And I love that you took the professor route, because I haven't heard anyone going to, like, anyone of that, like, I guess professionalism or caliber, I guess is the way I would describe that. But going that route to get help, which is very unique in itself. And it's good to get it, like, an outside perspective. Nothing, like, didn't know anything about it, but was able to be like, you've done a good job, this is what I would do, and you're perfect. Like, I find that very interesting.
Yeah, it was actually, it was a pretty rough patch in my life overall because I was just at a really low point. I was like really not sure what to do with myself after all the drama that happened.
And that's understandable, because taking the big blow from all that hard work just getting deleted overnight, that's a big blow. And,
Yeah.
personal drama and stuff like that doesn't help on top of it. And I've been there, and it's not good. It is not good. But you've come out stronger, you've come out better, and I think you're on the right path.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, I think that's everything. I mean, there's plenty of stuff I could talk about, but this would be like a 7-hour interview if we kept on going.
Oh, yeah, it's been like 2 hours already.
So, Scoliana, shell yourself, tell them where to find you, where to go, about your Patreon, and give everything you want to give out.
Oh, okay. You can find me on YouTube under the username Scoliana, if you couldn't guess already. And I also have a Twitch, if you want to follow that. I don't really stream because my computer can't handle it. And also it's because it's like, I still live with my family, and I don't want to be loud.
No, I get that.
So, because like they have their own things that they're doing, I have my own thing, but I need to be considerate of them and not be super loud. And also it's like, my parents are getting old. They need help with cooking sometimes and with cleaning. But yeah, I have a Twitch. I also have a Twitter, at ScolianaVT. I recently made a Blue Sky, though I'm not really very active on it. And I also have a community Discord, if you want to go onto that as well. And then there's my Patreon, patreon.com/Scoliana. It is 18+, because I do make, some spicy content on there, some NSFW stuff. So, yeah. Oh yeah, but don't worry, it's not just NSFW stuff, it's also, I also do, like, behind-the-scenes, content, so, like, you can, if you were interested, you could see how my scripts are written, or you can look at how I do my art, which is also a kind of interesting process, if you're into that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything.
And all the links will be in the description below. Scoliana.
Oh, maybe not the Patreon, though, because it's like YouTube, for whatever reason, flags videos with NSFW links. So I might just,
you can go onto Twitter and find it.
Oh, yeah, you can. Or you can go onto my YouTube to find it, because it is... all of my links are listed on my YouTube channel. So if you just go to my YouTube channel, go to the links, you can find it there.
And with that, Scoliana, thank you for giving me your time. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you.
No, I appreciate this too. This is like the first this is the first time I've done any kind of interview. So it's like, this was really exciting.
Well, I'm glad, and hopefully it's the first of many. I hope this year is your good year, and then like you hit the ground running, and I hope it really takes off for you. I really do.
Man, God, I hope so too. I really do.
With that, folks, we are out of here, and yeah, with that, we will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.